What's up guys, gals, my name's Cole, and today we are looking at 3 of the new 2021 LEGO Speed Champion sets, which I've been talking about for a very long time now, so I'm quite excited to get a hold of them. And in today's video, we're going to look over 3 of the sets that I have gotten so far: the Toyota Supra, the Koenigsegg Jesko, and the McLaren Elva. Now, I have not gotten a hold of the Ford GT set yet, which is the only other set I wanted. The other 2 were okay, because this isn't really a review, this is more just what I think of them. So we're not going to go into like extreme detail, but I'll tell you what I think of them, what could have been made better, what I think is a really good design, because there are some really good designs in here. Now, this review is not sponsored. If it was sponsored, we probably made it a long time back. And also, I've not applied any stickers to any of these models, except for the Koenigsegg headlights, which I think were kind of necessary. So we'll start off with the quirks and features of the 2020 Toyota Supra. So when I first saw the Supra out there, I was like, let's put it up here so you guys can get a better look at it. I originally did not like it, especially when I saw the pictures of it, because, well, one thing, a lot of people don't like the Mark V Supra's looks, and this set didn't look like a really great design. Now the thing is, when I actually got it and built it, I was actually really happy with how the design came out. It looks really good. I mean, it looks like a, just look at it from, if you like look at it from back here, like stay over there, look over here. It looks like a little Supra model, which is something that Brick said in his review, and I would agree, because it just, I think it's really good. Like, look at the profile of it. It looks just like a Supra. And I don't know, I'm going overboard about it, because I'm just trying to emphasize that it's not as bad a set as people are saying it is. I mean, it is definitely oversized. It is definitely, like, the Nissan GTR set, that was oversized. This is also oversized. It would look good next to the GTR, but otherwise, I think it's a really good looking set. So we'll just go over some of my favorite parts. One, the front end, I think they actually captured all the intakes and stuff really nicely. Without the headlights, it looks awkward. Here's what it looks like in Brick's review with the headlight stickers. It actually doesn't look too bad at all, although there have been quite a few mods out there. I'll link to some down below of headlights that you can just like rebuild the front end and with some wedge plates, and it looks really good. So I think LEGO definitely went a bit lazy on the headlight design. They could have put some wedge plates in there and made a pretty good looking headlight design, but they didn't. You can just make a modification of it, which looks pretty good. Now, besides the front there, as you can see, we have the fake vents and everything. Along the side, you have a really nice design. I like the design for the vent behind the door. I like the side skirts. It's just a really clean looking design. The rear fender looks a little bit tall, but that's kind of a problem with these oversized models. Same deal with the rear. This is a pretty good rear design, although there's some very interesting techniques going down here. You can see we got some bars. You take some bricks with holes in the sides. That leads to a very interesting offset thing for the diffuser down there. Now, sorry, this is getting a little bit awkward because, well, I don't have to make B-roll for the video like this, so I'm just showing it to you like this because it looks pretty clear. As you can see, we have the GR Racing, Gazoo Racing sticker. That's not a sticker, actually. It's a print, which actually I think I'm quite happy with, because then we can build a GR Yaris. And then the tail lights look a little bit strange, but they're not bad. I think it's a really nice looking tail design. Also, this center thing, rain light, whatever you call it down here, is printed, so you can use it on your F1 cars. And it's also a really nice diffuser design. I don't keep moving it back and forth, but it's easier than trying to say B-roll and put it on top. Now, the rear window looks slightly odd because there's nothing below it, it's just empty. And then the interior, which the interior is by far one of the worst parts. It's got like a weird bench seat design, I'm not sure. I mean, we also have McDonald's spec, which in this case actually doesn't work too bad with the red and yellow, but it could have been much worse if LEGO had put much more red in there. So the interior might have been a little bit better, although I do like the offset canopy design, as you might see that the windshield is attached with jumper plates, the B-pillars are attached with jumper plates, which adds this offset canopy, which is a nice design that I might use in the future on some mocks. Then we have these new wheels. Now, one thing that I wasn't really a big fan of when it came to the new wheels, even though they are bigger, they have smaller sidewalls, which looks better on sports cars and supercars, is that they are very generic. This one doesn't look like anything I can think of in real life. I mean, I'm not an expert on the Super rims. I've not studied them extensively, so I'm not really sure about this, but I'm not really a huge fan of this rim design. Also, I should mention this would be a great parts pack because it comes with plenty of yellow parts. You can build plenty of yellow cars out of it, which is otherwise a hard color to find in LEGO. There are not many yellow wedge plates. There's like 2 on there, I think, maybe 4 yellow wedge plates on here. There are plenty of curved slopes and things, so it'll be a really good yellow parts pack. And also, there's plenty of potential for modifications. Because it's so big, that means you can, put a lot of modifications on it. You can get a big wing, you can get a Rocket Bunny wide body kit, you can do all kinds of stuff with it that I have not done yet, but in the future, we'll probably do a Rocket Bunny mod for it. So, yeah, that'll be coming up in a future video sometime. So next, we'll move on to the Koenigsegg Jesko. Now, I was really excited about this set when I first saw the pictures of it, and now I'm not so excited about the set. Now, the thing is that a Koenigsegg Jesko is a really swoopy car, really curvy, swoopy, that kind of supercar thing. And the thing is about it, in LEGO, it's very hard to make a car like that. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad attempt, but there are some parts that could have been improved. So we'll go over it and show you guys what I like and what I don't like. So starting with the front end of it. The front end, I think, is definitely the worst part of it. If we can focus on there. There we go. It's a bit too angular. I think some curved slopes along the front, right along here, would have helped. Maybe make that front end a little bit less flat. Although, I do like the use of the green cleaver in there, which I will show you guys right here. Basically, the center fin / tow hook on the real Koenigsegg is represented by a LEGO minifigure cleaver here in bright lime green, which is pretty cool. And the front splitter is also definitely too thick, as you can see there. Now, also these green accents look kind of weird, because they stick out very far as compared to they do on the real Koenigsegg. Now, the headlights are stickers, which doesn't look great, but I've applied them, whatever reason I wasn't thinking, and applied them really far up on the car. They should have been farther forward, and that doesn't help the look of it. One thing I do like about the front, though, is how LEGO has lined up this basically center curved slope area. It's on a hinge, as you can see, so it lines up with these other ones, and it's a really nice kind of very smooth curved design. Then along the sides, we have very nice side design, you know, some wedge plates, some intakes, standard stuff, but I think it works really well. We also use this very interesting technique with like the brackets with the exposed studs down here, which for the side skirts, which works really well. It's not really nearly as obvious as you think. If you just show it like on a desk somewhere, it looks fine on a shelf even. You kind of have to like look for it to see that it's there. If you just like take a quick glance at it, or even if you look at it from the top, you're not going to see it's there. From the like directly from the side, you'll see it, but it's pretty low profile and it works really well. I especially like how LEGO actually did this Swedish flag pattern in bricks and not the sticker, which I was kind of expecting them to do. We also have the new wheels on here, and this is another fairly generic design. It's more reminiscent of the LaFerrari rather than Koenigsegg Jesko, but it works fine here, and I do like the gunmetal gray color a lot, so I'm really happy that LEGO has introduced that color of wheel. Now let's move on to the back. Now the back is, I think, my favorite part of this car. As you can see, it's really nicely built. There's no stickers involved, and some people didn't like these taillights. I like this taillight design. We also got this big exhaust design with the LEGO engine detail component, which looks really good. And then you have the diffuser, which also looks really nice. Now, one thing is that the wing is definitely too thick. As you can see on the side here, it actually rests on the rear fenders, which doesn't look very good. There's even a 1x1 round clear plate holding it up to, well, stabilize it because it's so big. But one thing is that if you see under here, see these two wedge plates on either side, this one right here, remove that from each side, and it becomes much better looking. Another thing I was thinking about is that because it looks really good with this off, not that I'm saying you should run it with the wing off, but you probably could modify this wing into the fins on the absolute version. I think I'll probably make a tutorial of that in the future real soon, but it definitely allows for some modding potential. And this set isn't really a great parts pack. It's got a bunch of different colors, but I should point out, this is by far the coolest Easter egg I've ever seen in a LEGO set. There's a Swedish flag under here, under like the rear engine cover area, which I think looks this is the really nice attention to detail from LEGO. But one thing that did not pay much attention to detail is the windscreen. This windscreen was kind of awkward when it came out, and this does not work very well for a Koenigsegg. Real Koenigsegg's have this like fighter jet kind of rounded windshield, as you can see here. But this one, yeah, it just doesn't look very good. It's too angular. Although maybe we can mess around with some other windscreens and try and come up with a better design. So the Koenigsegg, I think, will make a reasonably good display model, better for playing like for a young kid who likes Koenigseggs. But otherwise, I don't think it'll make a great display model because it's not super pretty or anything. Then move on to the McLaren Elva. Now, one thing that I think when it comes to the Elva is it's not a very well-known car. You know, like compared to the 720S, the P1, the Senna, even the Speedtail, the Elva is kind of like, you know, it's not really that well-known compared to any of those guys. So I'm kind of surprised LEGO didn't choose one of the other ones, although maybe that's the thing with LEGO sets. They often choose unknown cars as their Speed Champion sets. So I guess that makes sense, sort of. Now, I originally liked the front design of this. It doesn't look bad at all, although it looks a little bit maybe too pointy. I think maybe some minor mods could be done to that. I do like the fact that it's all brick built. There are a lot of notches you can see there from the notches in the curved slopes, but I think it actually is a reasonably good design. Although I think, like I said, minor modification, it would make it look really good. So in case you didn't know, the Elva is intentionally built like this. There is no windshield on the real Elva. And the interior on this one looks really good. We have those printed seats, you have the center console information system thingy, and a steering wheel, which is centered this time, but it's like right in the driver's face, which doesn't really work that well. The sides of this are a really, really nice, clever design. As you can see, can we focus on that? Which works really well. It is basically this stack of plates which has been clipped on. As you can see, this stack of plates right here. Can we focus on the stack of plates? There we go. Which basically clips into the side here, and it just works really nicely. It looks really sleek, very clean design. And it just works perfectly for the Elva. Sorry, it's focusing on my face. Try to focus on the car. This intake is a bit awkward back here. Not bad. Also, this rear like deck or whatever you call it is very flat. I think there's kind of a curve here on the real Elva. So that was, well, I guess that'd be hard to represent, but it's not a great. It looks a bit flat. Now the rear end looks very good, like straight on, like this. Otherwise, I think it's a bit too long. If you look at the real Elva's rear end here, it's pretty flat. Like it's like the 720S. This one is a lot longer than that, as you can see. We have a lot more depth to it, a lot more levels of detail. Although I do like the use of the, let me open this up and show you. They're basically using a transparent red axe head to represent the taillights, which I think works really well, and it's a nice little detail on there. And otherwise, the exhaust pipes look a little bit small because of the area around them, but it's not a bad design. And around there, you know, diffuser and stuff, it's not bad at all. And this would work really well as a model for a little kid or to even display on a shelf. It's also a great blue parts pack because besides the fact that it comes with a bunch of blue curved slopes, wedge plates, and things like that, it also comes with like 20 of these 2x2 corner plates in blue, so that's very handy if you need some of those. So that is the overview of those 3 sets. Now, I think the prettiest one is by far the Supra, which is maybe not something you guys would say if you don't like the Supra, but I like the Mark V Supra. Not a huge fan of it, but I do like it, and I think it's by far the cleanest design set. The Koenigsegg is, you know, a bit too angular to be as precise as the Supra. The Supra is not an angular car in real life either, but just the way it's designed, but makes it much easier to build in Lego. The Elva is reasonably good. I think the front end just looks a little bit too pointy for me. I'll try and come up with a modification of that in the future and share it in a video, but I'm still pretty happy with it. I think we might try also mod the Koenigsegg. We might just try and make a modification of all 3, try and just make them better, and then after we make the modification, we'll modify the sets, like make a Rocket Bunny Supra and stuff. I was thinking about making like an A12 Superfast or a TVR Sagaris out of the Supra as like an alternate build, or maybe make a Rocket Bunny Supra at some point. And for the Elva, we're probably going to try to build a 720SB model, like a viewer suggested a little while back, and maybe an R34 GTR combined with some other blue parts I have after that. So that's it for my review of 3 of the 2021 LEGO Speed Champion sets. We'll probably be getting the 4 GT set at some point here and then review that in a couple weeks or something. But for now, that's what I think of these 3 sets. You can get them at the LEGO store, or LEGO website, or wherever you buy LEGO from. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.